Welcome back to Silent Conspiracy. Tonight we expose a sting operation that shook Indian politics to its core, revealing the most powerful figures in Bengal, caught on hidden camera, brazenly accepting bribes, discussing criminal conspiracies, and exposing a political establishment rotten to its core. Picture this. May 2014, a hidden camera captures a senior police commissioner accepting a bribe of 5 lakh from an undercover operative posing as a businessman. In early 2014, the online news platform Narada.com, formerly known as Narada News, decided to undertake an ambitious undercover investigation into corruption among Narada, West Bengal's political and bureaucratic elite. The platform, founded by journalist Mahesh Pandey, had built a reputation for hard-hitting investigative reporting that exposed wrongdoing others wouldn't touch. The operation was meticulously planned over months. Narada journalists created a fake company called Genie Logistics and posed as businessmen seeking licenses, approvals, and contracts in West Bengal. They equipped operatives with hidden cameras and arranged meetings with some of the state's most powerful figures under the pretext of legitimate business discussions. What unfolded was a masterclass in brazenly corrupt behavior. Unlike subtle bribery conducted through intermediaries and coded language, the politicians and officials caught on Narada's cameras discussed corruption as openly as one might discuss weather. The sting captured several high-profile figures. IP's officer Rajiv Kumar, now police commissioner of Kolkata. The hidden camera recorded Kumar accepting 5 lakh in cash from Narada operatives. Kumar, a powerful figure in West Bengal's police apparatus with a controversial track record, was seen casually pocketing the bribe while discussing how to facilitate the fake company's operations. Trinamool Congress MP Abhishek Banerjee, nephew of Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. The cameras captured Banerjee negotiating a bribe of 1.25 crore with Narada operatives. During the conversation, Banerjee brazenly joked about extracting money from businessmen, discussing how his political position made him untouchable. Farhad Hakim, mayor of Kolkata and Trinamool Congress leader, caught on camera accepting bribes and discussing how to facilitate approvals for the fake company in exchange for ongoing payments. Soga Taroy, Trinamool Congress MP, recorded accepting money and discussing political connections and their utility in illegal dealings. Maiden Mitra, Trinamool Congress MLA and former police minister, captured accepting bribes while discussing how politicians routinely extract money from businesses seeking government favors. Iqbal Ahmed, IPS officer and West Bengal police commissioner, recorded discussing illegal surveillance and how the police apparatus could be weaponized for political purposes. Subrata Mukherjee, Trinamool Congress minister, seen accepting bribes and discussing extortion mechanisms. The videos show these officials discussing corruption with stunning casualness, laughing about it, joking about the ease of extracting money from frightened businessmen, and explaining how the entire system operated as a protection racket where government favors were auctioned to the highest bidder. The publication and immediate fallout. Narada released the sting footage in May 2014, publishing videos on YouTube and their website along with extensive investigation reports. The revelation sent shockwaves through West Bengal politics. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, leader of the Trinamool Congress, was faced with the most serious corruption scandal of her tenure. Multiple members of her cabinet and party were caught on tape accepting bribes. Mamata's response was to immediately attack Narada News rather than acknowledge the evidence. She claimed without evidence that the sting was a fake conspiracy orchestrated by her political opponents to embarrass her government. She suggested the BJP had funded the operation as part of a larger political scheme. Notably, Mamata did not claim the videos were fabricated or doctored instead. She attacked the motives behind the sting while essentially accepting the authenticity of the content. The Narada sting is a conspiracy, Mamata declared at a press conference. They want to malign our government and our party. This is a political vendetta. She instructed Trinamool Congress members to counterattack and launched a media campaign against Narada News. Despite Mamata's attacks, the Central Bureau of Investigation (CBI) registered a case based on the Narada sting evidence. The CBI is India's premier investigative agency. Their involvement suggested the federal government was taking the allegations seriously. Multiple FIR's first information reports were filed against the accused officials and politicians. The case moved through the Indian judicial system with glacial speed, a common feature of high-profile corruption cases in India. However, several accused politicians obtained anticipatory bail from courts, meaning they could not be arrested without court permission. This legal maneuver, available to those with resources and legal expertise, allowed the accused to remain free while the cases dragged on. Rather than leading to quick convictions and justice, the Narada Sting became mired in the Indian legal system's infamous delays. Years passed. Cases were adjourned repeatedly. New hearings were scheduled and postponed. The police officials named in the sting remained in their positions, continuing to hold powerful roles in West Bengal's law enforcement apparatus. Rajiv Kumar, despite being caught on camera accepting bribes, continued his rise in the police hierarchy, eventually becoming Police Commissioner of Kolkata, the highest law enforcement position in the state. Trinamool Congress politicians who appeared in the videos continued their political careers, serving in state assembly and parliament. Abhishek Banerjee, Mamata's nephew, remained a powerful figure within the party and government. The broader implications: the Narada Sting exposed a fundamental truth about Indian politics, that corruption operates at every level with stunning openness, and that those with power face minimal consequences for their legal behavior. The ease with which these officials discussed bribery suggested it was so routine, so normalized, that they felt no shame even when recorded. This implied a systemic problem where corruption wasn't deviant, but rather the default mode of government operation. The chief minister's response, attacking the investigation rather than the accused, signaled that political loyalty trumped accountability within her party. Implicit acceptance of the videos. Authenticity while denying wrongdoing suggested she viewed corruption as politically manageable rather than morally concerning. The Narada Sting drew international media attention. International news outlets covered the scandal, with Western media noting how openly the recorded officials discussed corruption. The incident became a case study in academic discussions about corruption in democratic systems. Journalists and anti-corruption organizations hailed the Narada Sting as an example of investigative journalism holding power accountable. However, they also noted how the Indian legal system failed to follow through with swift justice, allowing the accused to remain in positions of power while cases languished. By 2024, a full decade after the Sting operation, most cases remain pending in courts. The accused continued their political and professional careers largely unimpeded. In some cases, courts granted bail to accused politicians, allowing them to remain free indefinitely while their cases progressed through India's notoriously slow judicial system. The combination of legal delays, political influence, and the Indian judiciary's case backlog meant that even irrefutable video evidence of corruption could not guarantee timely justice. Narada News. Journalists who executed the sting faced pressure and attacks from Mamata Banerjee's supporters and government apparatus. They became targets of political harassment, rather than celebrated as heroes of investigative journalism, telling commentary on how those in power treat those who expose them. The question of systemic change. Perhaps most troubling is what the Narada Sting's inability to produce swift justice reveals about Indian democracy. That video evidence of corruption, published publicly, examined by the CBI, processed through courts, still fails to produce meaningful consequences for powerful figures. The Sting proved definitively that corruption was not an aberration, but a systematic feature of West Bengal's government. It exposed the casual, normalized nature of bribery at the highest levels. Yet this exposure changed little. Political analysts have noted that the Narada case demonstrates how India's anti-corruption mechanisms fail when targeting the politically powerful. The CBI, despite being nominally independent, is subject to political pressures. Courts move with glacial slowness. Public outrage fades as new scandals emerge. A decade after the Narada Sting Operation exposed the most powerful figures in West Bengal, the government caught brazenly accepting bribes on hidden camera, we must ask, what is the point of investigative journalism, CBI? Investigations and criminal prosecutions, if the accused can remain in power indefinitely while cases proceed at a snail's pace. The Narada Sting presented a rare opportunity of futable video evidence of crimes, high-profile accused, public attention. Yet the Indian system's response proved inadequate to deliver justice. Is this a failure of institutions, A feature of a system designed to protect the powerful? Or an inevitable consequence of democracy in a developing nation, where those with power write the rules? What do you think? Should the accused face immediate consequences based on video evidence, or is due process, however slow, necessary? Can investigative journalism succeed in holding power accountable when the legal system fails to follow through? And what does the Narada case reveal about the state of democracy and rule of law in India? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this exploration of the Narada Sting Operation's incomplete justice disturbed you, hit like, subscribe to Silent Conspiracy, and ring the bell. Next time, we'll investigate another case where powerful institutions fail to hold the powerful accountable. Until then, stay vigilant, and remember that in democracies where corruption thrives unpunished, the system itself has failed, regardless of what the laws say.